start by Chris just demonstrating 3 wall balls for us.
Go breathe.
Lovely. So, what we're seeing there is when Chris sets up for the wall ball, okay, he's set himself away from the wall, so he's got enough of a gap where the ball is not going to interfere with the wall as he catches or throws. I just want Chris to just demonstrate where he is too close to the wall now, so we can see the difference in the throw, okay? So if Chris is too close to that wall, it's going to be a lot harder for him to throw up, he's not going to engage with that target as easily, and it's going to be harder for him to remain as consistent in his reps. Okay. So he stepped back slightly so he's got enough of a gap where he can throw straight to that target and it will come down nicely and meet him on his chest. Now when he initiates that first wall ball, he's going to pick that ball up, take it to his chest and then go and hold in the bottom of that squat for me, just so I can go from that position here. So when Chris is in this position here, his elbows are not on his knees, they're under the ball. The ball is close to the chest. He's got a nice perfect squat where the shoulders are over his heels and he's sitting straight down into that squat, his hip below his knee. He's remained tension in the hamstrings and the glutes and the knees are driving outwards, keeping that hip nice and open. The weight is on the heels. From here he's going to drive up, and as he drives up he's going to snap the hip, throw the ball, and from there he's going to come down and the ball comes straight down to his chest and he's going to receive in that bottom position. Now, problems we normally see with this movement. One is when people come and they go for that throw, they stop on the throw and then they press out as a secondary movement. Okay? This is very hard because what we want to do with the wall ball and the whole idea of this movement is to generate a lot of force and drive from that squat. So we're going to get as much from that squat as we can, snap that hip, and that's going to give us a lot of power and keep us efficient over time throwing that ball to the target. Secondly is when we catch that ball, we catch it. And then as we do, we let the hands drop and we hold the ball in front of us, okay? So just catch it on the bicep curl thing. Do you want to catch it in the bicep curl? So do an actual rep. Okay, catch it.
A wall ball with the bicycle.
And then there, okay, perfect. So a lot of people catch it in this position here and then they try and scoop the ball and throw from there, okay? Very inefficient. Thirdly will be actual lack of keeping that body nice and upright as it catches that into that bottom of that squat, okay? So Chris, just do one for us, but catch with the chest down. Yep. So what we want to see is as he comes down, he catches, the chest drops, and all of a sudden, he has to scoop out the bottom and throw into the next ball. Just holding the bottom position as you scoop. From here, this is a lot of pressure in the lower back, and this is going to get tired very quickly. We need to make sure that when we catch keeping that back nice and neutral the whole time. So the lumbar curve in his spine is neutral and the chest is up and that spine is stacked. As he drives out that bottom position, he's going to snap that hip and drive that ball to the target. Now, lastly would be throwing the ball too aggressively at the target so it actually bounces back at us and doesn't fall back onto the chest naturally. So just throw too aggressively so it doesn't come back in the right position. We want that ball to come back nice and far, but notice how aggressively he threw that ball at the target. It comes back, and even on a solid ball, we've got metal target which moves slightly, but even on a solid ball you still find the ball does not come back in the right position. So you need to make sure you're floating that ball and it just kisses the target and then it will come back down and catch on the chest for you, okay? Like so. So just demonstrate 2 good reps for Chris. Nicely kisses the target and then Chris can take it straight down into that next rep. The last point is if I'm going to rest, and I'm resting a lot, I don't want to keep putting the ball down, okay? So I've got to pick the ball back up again, it's bending my legs again, it's getting back into that bottom position and going. If I'm tired, I would recommend just slumping against the wall so you can shake the arms off, you can still breathe, and then you're not having to go into that bottom position to get set. You pick the ball back up, get nice and set, and then we can go straight back into our next rep. And that is the wall ball.